And
You're
that
hitting home here because here's what I'm hearing is that you like the independent journalists to have a voice, and Luxxle gives them that voice because it includes them. It doesn't weed them out. And, it's funny for big tech, they always talk about disinformation. And here they are bringing us disinformation by exclusion. Am I right?
Exactly, because what you're gonna get on Luxxle, let's say you search something like the inauguration or in any other big news story that's out there. What you'll see is our lenses feature is going to pop up. And what it is it's a sorting and a filtering tool
And by
that
the way, you can share that on my video now because I allowed that. So feel free to
great.
show
So,
us.
you know what? Instead of me just rambling on, let me show you. So should be sharing my screen right now. Um,
Okay, we got it. And then again, for the listeners on the podcast, you could easily find this on my YouTube channel as well. So let's hear it. Let's
okay,
look at this
so
too.
we pull up Luxel's homepage and let's search for inauguration. So we do run this search for inauguration, right? And this is what you're going to see right at the top. You're going to see something you've never seen before, unless you are already a Luxel user, and that's our lenses feature. So as I was just mentioning, lenses is a sorting and a filtering tool that puts the user in control of their results. So instead of just having one choice and just getting the results that your search engine presents to you, on Luxel, you get choice and you get to see you get choice over which results pop up and the order in which you can see them. So
Now, let me tell you, MRC TV, see, that is a conservative site. You wouldn't see that on a Google search.
you
This is
certainly
kind
wouldn't.
of, I would hate to say revolutionary because we're in the 21st century, yet here we are because Google's not giving you that side.
No, and just look at these are in our top stories. So there will always be three on the left, three on the right. On the left, we have Huffington Post, USA Today, CNBC, and then on the right, we have MRC TV, Truth Press, and Headline USA. Those are constantly changing, but what doesn't change is the fact that we stay balanced and we don't prioritize large sources over small sources, or for that matter, small sources over large sources. We don't give preference to political leaning either. We don't prioritize the left or the right. What I think people can really appreciate about Luxel is that we are a fully neutral search engine that respects people's right to think for themselves. That's something they don't get anywhere else. So back to our lenses feature. If you only want to see sources that lean left, you can do that with one
Wow.
click. Lean left, and then you're getting only sources, you're getting results from only sources that lean left. Raw Story, LA Times, The Root, Slate Magazine, Newsweek. As you can see, there's a variety of size in there as well. Or you can say, hey, maybe you only want to see sources from outlets that lean right. Boom, one click. The Daily Signal, Breitbart, Daily Wire,
Amazing.
National News, Daily Mail. These are sources you're not going to find on Google. If we come back to all for a second, you can also decide not just what you're seeing, but how it shows up. So you can either use Luxel's algorithm, which will alternate between right and left, or you can say, hey, I want to see the sources in alphabetical order. So then you can do that as well, starting with ABC News, and then all the way down on the Z's to Zero Hedge. So just a lot more control there. You also can decide that you want to sort it by freshness. And that's just the most current, the most recent content that we've pulled in. Another
I was
feature.
going to ask, I asked you this off air because I'm very curious as we're doing this on air. You wouldn't get the right perspective if this wasn't started by a conservative family. Is it a conservative family that started this, or who started this?
I think the thing that you can really appreciate about Luxels is that we were started by a group of tech entrepreneurs who wanted to bring a fresh perspective to search. One thing I want to be very clear about, we are not a conservative search engine. We are not a liberal search engine. We are a neutral search engine that lets people make their own decisions. So you can find results from all sorts of perspectives, and then you get to decide. And isn't that what we want from our search engines anyway? Search engines are supposed to provide us with the information, and then we make the decisions about whatever the